Hey, welcome to How to Build Your Own Home. We're going to call this job the Pine Valley South job, and we've got a Pine Valley North job. So we'll just call these jobs differently. I'm on both sides of the valley. There's some other builds that will be coming on in the spring of next year, but that way it kind of helps keep them differentiated. And if you recall, this is a location where a lot of homes burnt down. I live just behind here, and 12 homes all around me burned down. And this is one of them, and so we're actually getting the foundation in right here. I'm going to walk you through this home, explain a couple things I'm thinking about and that may help you, especially with a walkout basement. And these are kind of complicated because it deals with elevation issues. I'm going to talk about elevation and a couple of other things. Let's go inside the field. Okay, a couple of things in this particular area. Again, we're building at almost about 6,800 feet elevation, which means we do get cold, really cold winters. We could have 3-4 feet of snow out there very easily. So that means you have to have a frost depth. So this here is a stem wall. Now I've built footings on just in the raw dirt, and I built footings that are formed. Now you can do either or. However, you get a more level playing field when you form up your footings, which means you get down to the elevation to the bottom of the footing and you build some forms on the bottom of where the bottom footing is going to be. You pour your footing and then you put your stem wall on top of that, which is a different form. Two different contractors for that, by the way. It's very rare that you'll have a contractor who will do the walls and the flat work. That doesn't mix very well. You can find it in a large company. One part of the company does the flat work and one part of the company may do the walls. But in my neck of the woods, they're pretty much separate. Some contractors can do a small stem wall like this that's 2 feet high, but that's all the forms they have. But keep in mind that if you have both in your wheelhouse, that means multiple trailers, all kinds of forms, a lot of equipment, more to haul around, more cost as a subcontractor. So when you're doing a walkout basement or any kind of basement wall with a slab on grade at the bottom, that means you're going to deal with two contractors. So this was just poured yesterday. Forms were pulled this morning. It's still green. So what does it mean when it's still green? You can actually look at the concrete here real closely, and it has a green hue to it. We're going to let that cure over the weekend, and that is going to start to turn more gray over the next couple of days. I don't like anybody in here working on the job while it's still green, especially backfilling. We're not going to backfill on this for quite some time, maybe 7 days, probably a week from today. We can actually start to do some infill in here. So I want to take you inside here and show you what I did and why we did it, and it might help you. Okay, this here is where a stair system is going to be, and typically you'll have what's called a shovel footing underneath the stairs to help support the additional weight that's going to go on top of the foundation. So we actually poured this with everything else. And why did we do that? Well, if a plumber comes in here and this is not poured, typically, not often, but a lot of the times the plumber will just say, I'm just going to have a straight shot and go right here and trench right where the footing is going to be. And if you're doing an in-ground footing, you got a real problem because that plumber now is encroaching upon that support system. So by pouring these first, we now have a hallway right through here. So the plumber can come straight through here, come in here and grab that bathroom that's over here in the corner. So that's why we did it that way. It helps the plumber avoid a mistake because the plumber's obviously not going to come through here and dig under both these footings. So that's something to think about. A lot of times if you plan in advance and you think in advance, you're helping other people avoid possible mistakes. I've had plumbers many times go right underneath where a support footing is going to be and they don't know it because they don't look at the foundation plan. They just look at the plan for the bathroom, but they never look at the foundation plan. And if they don't look at that, they're not going to see that there's a footing right here. So it's something to think about. It's a great way to avoid a mistake. So let's go around over here. Okay, before we poured, I wanted to hurry and get some water lines in here. And this here is my 1-inch line, and that's the supply line. It helps me differentiate between the other two lines here. And another line is for a tall frost spigot that we can put outside, 1 or 2 of those. And the other one is for landscaping outside. Now, why do I do that? Well, this is the lowest spot, so we'll design it in such a way, and I'll show you another job where we did this, we'll actually turn the spigot off down here, and we can drain that whole line into a bucket here in one easy situation. We actually will have a drain in the floor here if for whatever reason we need that, but we'll be able to drain all the exterior lines right here in the lowest spot. Turn on the outside water, turn off the outside water, all inside and inside the mechanical room right here. And we also have something right here, down here, some pipe you see. The original home that burnt down here had geothermal in. So we brought those geothermal pipes in here, and hopefully the system's not destroyed, but we'll test it and see if we can't reuse that geothermal right here in a new mechanical room inside this new build. Let me go over to the other job I told you about to show you how this looks like on a finished scale. Okay, this is where that outside sprinkler system is at. And so it just comes in here, and I turn on the valve, turn off and on the valve, which is right here. This here is the sprinkler system. I can turn it off, and it bypasses the pressure reducer valve, and it comes up that way and over here. And if I turn it off there, I can literally drain it right here. I just put it in a bucket down below there, and that way I can drain the entire outside very efficiently in the warmth of your home rather than trying to blow the lines. I can even actually blow the lines from here. Once I shut that, I can actually blow this here and just push additional air out there, and I've drained my lines real quick. And the neat thing is I didn't have to bury my sprinkler lines 3 feet down. I can keep them a foot, 18 inches down, even though that's not below frost depth. I can actually drain the line, blow it out right from here.